old, sir. But you know what I should tell you that's old? I'm old. And I'm older than this video. So if you don't want to hear about it, you don't have to. But if you'd like to, you can. Now we have a world right now where being a man is a bad thing. Being a man is something you have to apologize for. And I watched our so-called president, our so-called black president. Right, Malcolm X is old. All these things are old, and people love to come and try to tell me what, it ain't hot off the presses. I never told you it was hot off the presses. My title didn't say hot off the damn presses. Last I checked, my title says, Barack Obama says, men are getting on my nerves lately. The destruction of masculinity continues. Now tell me, at what point in time would that title not apply, no matter when the video was made? That's why sometimes I hate the comment section. Let's get to it, because I want to make this quick and do another one real quick. Barack Obama follows up him saying, black women are the backbone of society. Then he follows that up by saying black men need to take care of their children. Now, your president of the United States is saying this. Your so-called black president has not said anything to uplift the black man. Can I get an amen from the audience? Amen. When is the last time you heard the president of the United States say something to uplift the black man? Or say something to uplift men in general? He doesn't. Why? I talked to my neighbor today, and I talked to him about masculinity, and he told me a story that sucked. He said there was an old man who lived in the neighborhood 2 houses up from me. He said the old man met a young woman, and the young woman moved in with him. He married the young woman. He said 2 years later, the young woman divorced him. He was forced to leave that house. That young woman lives in that house today.
That's fucked up.
That man is paying for that house. He was telling me about how what I do, I need to continue to do it. He said, we need more men like you. And I said, yeah, but you guys say that y'all need men like me, but you won't come forward and tell your stories.
Okay.
You're ashamed. How many of you guys know that about the men who are ashamed to tell the stories about what happened to them, about how a woman got over on them? Think about how many women rob men, and men are afraid to say anything about it because people are going to ridicule him. Just think about the stories I tell, the stories I could tell about women who've done X, Y, Z. And the men who know it's happened won't tell the story. See, women will say all of their stories about any time a man's done them wrong. They come public with it. They ruin his life. They ruin his reputation. But men, well, we don't want to tell. We don't want to tell the stories of we paid a hooker, but she didn't fuck us. I want to tell that story. But the hooker will tell the story if you fucked her and didn't pay. They call it rape.
Street facts.
We don't want to tell the stories of the time we paid for dinner and the chick never called us again. But a woman would tell the time that we took them to dinner, slept with them that night, and never called them again.
Yeah, they'll talk about that shit.
We don't want to tell the story of the woman is taking child support from us, but won't let us see our kid. But the woman will tell the story about you not giving child support to her, or giving child support to her and not coming to see the kid.
Damn right.
We don't want to tell the story about our girl has been fucking around on us with 3 other dudes. We won't put her name on blast.
She'll put her ass.
So they'll put our name on blast. And finally, they can lie and say we raped them, we assaulted them, and they don't have to give their names. Timmy Armstrong, yes, the donate is legit, and if you don't like to donate, of course, it was to me. It says show love for the live. Now, either you click the donate button or you get out.
Yeah, get your head down.
Let me get into the show.
Do
Barack Obama continues his assault on masculinity. The world does not respect men. As a matter of fact, the world makes you feel bad for being a man. When you have a penis, you have to apologize. And every day, men are being taught that they are violent, that they are scary individuals that the world must fear, and that they must tamp down their masculinity, they must tamp down their manhood, they must tamp down their aggressiveness, because you know men are aggressive and they're violent. Everyday men are being told this. No bigger group is being told this right now than black men, which is why many of them are saying it's better and it's easier to just be gay. It's better and it's easier to just be gay.
That's fuck shit.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Let's listen.
They say
because when I heard this, I had to go live. I couldn't believe it.
Ritual shit.
Listen.
Women in particular, by the way, I want you to get more involved because
what do you mean by that?
men have been getting on my nerves lately.
That sounds like some shit a woman said.
Every day I read the newspaper and I just think, my brothers, what's wrong with you guys? I mean, what's wrong with us? All right, I mean, we're violent, we're bullying,
What the fuck are you talking about?
you know, just not
That
handling.
nigga don't even know what the fuck to say.
So I think empowering more women on the continent, that on right away is gonna, I think, lead to.
Oh, he got the
better
game
policies.
punched up. He got it all fucked up.
For those who didn't hear it, let's hear it again.
Do that one more time, man.
Women in particular, by the way, I want you to get more involved
What the fuck you mean?
because
Can't even explain this shit.
men have been getting on my nerves lately.
That sounds like
And
some shit
I
a
just
woman
every day I read the newspaper and I just
Sounds
think,
like-
my brothers, what's wrong with you guys? I mean, what's wrong with us? All right, I mean, we're violent, we're bullying,
He talk about himself, yo. That's fucked up.
you know,
That's
just
Michelle
not
shit right
handling
there.
our business. So I think empowering more women on the continent.
You can tell who wear the
right away is
damn
gonna, I think,
pants
lead to
and the
some better
panties in that
policies.
motherfucking relationship right there. Michelle.
You hear that shit, right? How many of you guys know how I make fun of people saying there's a problem, but they cannot articulate what that problem is?
Yeah.
Now, we know Barack Obama went to a law school. Barack Obama is a lawyer. And a lawyer would not speak in generic, nebulous terms like he just spoke. Now, would he? A lawyer would be able to tell you precisely
That's right.
why we need more women and why men are making him sick. But notice what he said. He said, we're violent, we're bullying,
Make it sick.
we're just not handling our business.
What the fuck?
I mean, brothers.
That's some bullshit.
We're violent,
It
we're
sound like
bullying.
Michelle shit right there.
we're just not handling our business. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. What group has the most violent relationships between them? Is it man-man? Man-woman?
Woman.
Woman-woman? Which group is the most violent in dating?
Black woman. Yeah.
Well, it's women. Women on women fight all the time. Who has more assault cases on their children? Who murders their children more? Is it women or is it men? It's women who assault and murder their children more. The only reason it's not more women killing men is because they can't overpower us. But there's a whole lot of women killing men too.
Yeah, they killed the motherfucker.
Every time you look on World Star Hip Hop, it's a bunch of what fighting in stores? They ain't men.
Right.
Women fight all the damn time. Who does the most bullying online?
Women to go ahead.
Women.
She'll go ham on your ass on
Women by far go around screwing with each other. As a matter of fact, in the midst of all of these little short videos I'm going to do, because they're going to be long, it's going to be a long video here, but I'm going to break them down into short ones. So you guys are going to be witnessing me just basically do a bunch of TNN wrong.
Cool.
So it's going to make you guys happy. It's going to make them happy. So you guys get something to watch at night. They're going to have a short video to watch when they want to. But you listen to the president talk about men as if he's not a man. But guess what you'll never hear a black woman say? But what you should hear them say is he's a what?
Self-hater.
Self-hater.
Right. Right.
Let me ask you something, ladies. Why is it you will never call him a self-hater when he's talking about men in such a horrible fashion?
Because you're taking your fucking side.
That'd be a self-hater. But he's not a self-hater because he's speaking positively about women.
Yeah.
And he said, of course, if we had more women in power, it would lead to better changes. He did not explain why. He just said it would. For those who didn't hear it, let's hear it one more time.
Let's hear that right now.
Women in particular, by the way, I want you to get more involved. Because
Elaborate.
men have been getting on my nerves lately.
That's why.
I mean, I just, every day I read the newspaper and I just think,
Throwing his hand and shit like,
brothers, what's wrong with
kind of
you?
lost right there.
What's wrong with us? All right, I mean, we're
Moving his head over.
bullying,
He couldn't even
And
think of
also
anything.
words and
just
shit.
not handling our business.
Not handling our business.
So I think empowering more women on the continent, that ought to, right away is going to, I think, lead to
Goodness.
policies.
Fucking disaster.
Women around, that'll by itself lead to better policies.
Terminator is out there. Shit.
But I'm going to say something to you guys that not one of you can dispute. And I will wait on one person. Somebody said, is he telling jokes? Right? This has to be a skit.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say something that I guarantee you, even the people who hate me cannot argue right now. Watch. You can't argue this. Listen to what I'm going to say. Do you understand that you would not be able to make such a statement if you replaced that sentence with woman?
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Do you guys understand you would not be able to make this exact same statement if you replace that with women are getting on my nerves? You couldn't say gays are getting on my nerves. You couldn't say blacks are getting on my nerves. Do you men understand what just happened?
Man, ain't shit.
Men
That's some
are
bullshit.
open targets, and you can blame them for everything. You can say that men need to be eradicated. Remember when dumbass Anthony Bourdain said we need to get rid of white men? Remember when dumbass Don Lemon was able to get online and say white men are terrorists?
But they can't say women are terrorists.
But you can't say that about women.
Yeah, no.
And if you actually said it about women, it'd actually be more true.
Yes.
And if we had less women voting, we'd probably have a better voting bloc.
Damn.
We'd have a more educated voter bloc. I'm going to say it. Let's see who gets mad.
Shit.
The truth of the matter is, if we stop women from voting, the whole art of politics would be a better arena. Because if only men were allowed to vote, men would understand that you can't then have a group of men that you can talk shit about during the campaign, but the women you can't speak to that harshly. Y'all notice that? See, in politics, everything you say to a man is open season, but he has to show a respect to women when he speaks about them. He has to show respect to gays when he speaks about them. He has to show respect. What it used to be back in the days, politics was whatever. Politics was a dirty game. How many of you guys remember that? When women couldn't vote, Politics was a dirty game, and you won and you shook hands. Politics was so damn dirty that when you won, the person who lost was your running mate.
Hell yeah.
That's how crazy it was.
It was
It's a good race. You won the presidency. That's great. You're the vice president. That's weird, but okay. You had to work with the man you just fought with for months. He ain't like you ain't like him. Let's run the government.
Well, no big deal. You know?
Ask Julius Caesar how bad politics was. And everyone accepted it. It's what it was. Yeah. Because that's what men do. Men accept it. It's what it is. It is
what it is.
All of a sudden, you let women in it. And now there's supposed to be some type of decorum. Just like in the military. They let women in it. Now there's some kind of decorum. Now you can't embarrass the people you done killed them, blew them up, but once you bring them into the fold, you can't take a couple pictures with your ass in their mouth. What? I mean, if you can't do that, why go to the military? Who wouldn't want to take a couple pictures teabagging one of the people you lost, that lost?
I'm going to pass on that one.
I mean, am I by myself, fellas?
I don't believe you on that. You can have that one right there, dog. Shit.
But that's what's happened, guys. Now women are ruining everything. You can't teabag no more, can't queef in people's faces. Now they put people on trial for doing it. You remember back in the old days when somebody ran across the border and you had 2 kids and a wife and a mortgage and you was only getting paid $25,000 to be a policeman and you had to run this son of a bitch across the Sierra Desert or wherever the hell you had to run his ass from, and you finally caught his ass, the Mojave, whatever the fuck it's called, and you finally caught him and you could whoop his Mexican ass because he shouldn't have been over here in the first place. Remember them days? Who remember them days? Those were good old days.
So fuck days, man.
You whoop his ass.
Yes.
You made me have to run to catch you. I told you freeze. Them was the good old days. Women that came around. Now we gotta treat the illegal aliens good because, well, oh, come on. Before women, everybody knew, and men used to get their ass whooped. That's why I said make America great again. Let's go back to them days. It was great. Remember back in the days when you could dislike a gay dude? I don't like you because you put your penis in butts. It's wrong, sir.
Some fuck shit. Some bullshit right there.
And he can tell you he don't like you either. And y'all end up having a drink with his gay ass. You can have a beer, faggot. You all right with me. You remember them days? A faggot had to earn your respect. Oh, he's gay, but he got my respect. Went to whoop his ass and he whooped mine. Good job, faggy. Remember the days of don't ask, don't tell? We didn't want to know who you were screwing. That's not our business. Those were the good old days. Well, it ain't now. Women got involved. Everybody got. Remember the good old days you used to be able to whoop your kid ass? You could jump off the top rope and elbow your kid in the throat. Remember the good old days? When if you whooped your kid ass and they went and told the neighbor whooped their ass for telling you. Those were the good old days. Do you remember we fucked them kids up? They were young and innocent then.
Sound like Michael Jackson.
You would slap your wife when she talked too much. You could just fuck her up. You remember? I bet you remember them were the days. When you can make fun of them gays, I bet you didn't do